Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you miss any of my future videos. In front of us with the Retekess V113. It's a portable stereo speaker system with FM radio and USB MP3 player. This costs about $19 on Amazon, and here it is. Portable speakers. Multi-portable speaker with USB SD card. Picture of the radio. Side here we got some bullet points. Absolutely the newest design. Sweet. FM stereo radio. Supports USB, micro SD. Remote controller comes with it. You got an auxiliary input, which is nice. It runs on a BL5C battery. Back got the same kind of picture going on. Top says Retekess in CAMO. Sweet. And the bottom says made in China. Okay. So I took everything out of the box to make it easier. First thing we get out of the box is the remote control. This works really good when the radio is hooked up to USB power. You don't need to run the BL5C battery inside the radio, and I'll show that to you. And you can do this in standby mode. You have this sitting down. You can do across the room, turn it on, listen to your MP3s, which I would use it for classic radio. It sounds fantastic. You can also use it for your FM radio too. It has all the options here that's on the radio. EQ, repeat functions, setting different modes, auxiliary in, FM radio, USB card. So yeah, all kinds of neat stuff. Pause, play, back, forward, volume up and down, and track numbers and frequency numbers for the radio. So a very handy remote control. Okay, they also give us a patch cable, stereo. Nice, always good to have those. That's what I'm mainly use a speaker setup for. I'm going to show that to you. We also include the USB mini. This is the mini jack used to charge the BL5C battery and the radio. And there's also an optional battery pack that can be installed in the radio, but I'm not sure what type. But I'm going to show that to you so you guys can see for yourselves. Maybe you can tell me what battery pack would be optional for this radio. Okay, that's the charging cable. You get some instructions. Pretty basic. There are some misprints in here, but to be honest with you, you're not going to have any trouble operating this radio. It's a very simple setup, and I'm just doing this so you can pause and read if you have to, but there's the manual. And there's specification on. FM frequency. There's your output power. Yeah, this thing sounds amazing. Wait till we get to that. So let's get to the device. Here we are, the Retekess V113. Let's go over dimensions real fast. We have a length of about 8 inches. We have a height of 3.5 inches. And we have a depth of 3 3/8 of an inch. For size comparison, I got CC pocket. I just lay that on top there to give you an idea for size. It's quite a big setup. Okay. And we got the Invincible Iron Man hanging out. There you go for a deck of cards. Okay, see how big that is? Okay. All right, so let's talk about features of this radio. So first we're going to start on the front. And right away we have the 2 speakers, which sound really good in stereo, even though they are close together. They're 2.5 inches each. In the middle here we have analog volume control, which is really smooth and easy to use. There's a little ring around there that turns really bright blue. There's 2 LEDs, one here and one here, that are bright blue. I'm not a fan of it, but some people might love it. I'm tempted to open it up and disable those because they are very bright, which you'll get to see on camera in a moment. Here we have a basic display in those like red LEDs. And you can see there's a symbol for play, pause, USB SD. There's for frequency and for countdown or counter for your MP3 player, FM, MP3 mode, and then your remote sensors behind there. Okay. Top of the radio, you'll see this camouflage textured material here. It looks pretty neat looking. I like that. Also, we have an antenna. This antenna here extends out to a whopping, here it goes, 7 inches. Kind of affects its FM performance, but we'll talk about that. There's an on-off switch dedicated, which is really nice to have, which you'll use it when you're in portable mode. When you're hooked up to USB power, you don't have to worry as much. You can leave it on and then turn it off with the remote. Here you'll notice a bunch of numbers. Looks like a lot of wasted real estate. I'd love to see a screen here or something, maybe a tilted screen. That'd have been really neat, but of course it would add a lot of cost to the setup. But I think they're trying to go for low cost and to keep it under $20, and I think they did a decent job. These are to enter your track for the MP3. So if you have like 50 tracks, you kind of know where you're going by just entering the number. Plus, this is for entering FM frequencies. mode select for auxiliary, USB SD card, and for your radio modes. Okay, and then you have repeat function for the MP3. I'll show you that in a moment. And of course you got pause, play, back, forward buttons, and seek forward and seek back buttons. And for tuning the radio. I'll show that again to you when I turn this on. Okay, let's go to the side of the radio. You can see more CAMO. Got a wrist strap here on the right hand side, which is the wrong side. Bottom of the radio, we have a compartment for the BL5C. It's pretty hard to open, but I'm going to try to open this for you. There we go. There's the battery. It's an 800 milliamp hour rated one. Pull this out. There you go. I think it's 800. Yeah, there you go. 800 milliamp hour. Okay, but if you look in here, inside the battery well, you'll see a label, but you also see a little connector right, if I can point that out, right down in there. So it's got a lithium ion standard connector that you could put a different size battery in there, because there's definitely a lot of room, a lot of depth to this compartment. They actually put a foam block on the back battery cover to take up the extra room that bigger battery would have taken. So if you guys have an idea how big that battery was, let me know. I don't know. I'm kind of curious. It'd be the same dimension as this battery, just be thicker. If I could find it, I'd like to use it and get more capacity than these little batteries provide, because this thing puts a lot of power out, and that little battery is not going to last long if you're really turning up the volume. Okay, let's go ahead and try to push this back here. This is kind of difficult on camera. Did it lock back in? Okay. So we did the front, the top, got the mirrors, and the back. Okay, so it's pretty cool. You got little ports for the bass. Nice. We have a USB for your flash card. You have, for USB thumb drive. We have the micro SD card slot for your flash cards for your putting your audio on. Here's your charge in for your mini USB. Headphone jack. Headphone jack experience is very poor on this. This radio produces a lot of hum on FM and whatever it's doing when it's playing MP3s or acting as an auxiliary device. So using headphones is not an option. I would not recommend it. And of course we have auxiliary in, which I'm going to use. I'm going to show that to you. It sounds fantastic. So let's go ahead and set this down, and we'll talk about FM reception, show a little bit how it tunes, and then we'll go ahead and do an audio check. So the FM reception report, it got for FM sensitivity, it found 34 stations, and it rated it as okay. So it's got 2-star rating, so it's a little bit below average on FM. To be expected with a 7-inch antenna and no way to manually tune. I just did a scan and it found 34 stations. It did find some faint stations, so I know if you clipped a wire to this antenna or extended this antenna somewhat, you'll get more reception for sure. So it is a sensitive DSP, it's just the antenna is really holding it back. The FM selectivity was okay because it only found 34 stations. Again, the FM antenna is holding it back. And 1 or 2 of those stations that were really close to me came in FM stereo, and it sounded really good on these speakers. This would be a great urban radio to have if you live near a city or in a city. Almost all your FM stations will probably come in nice stereo. So, awesome. So there's that. So let's go ahead and turn this on right here. And we just like blast away. Now if you look here, this blue ring is very, very bright. Nothing you can do to turn that off, which is annoying. Here is showing the frequency. I'm just going to pull the antenna up. And then to pretty much run the radio, you just hit the pause button once. And it's going to scan.
Calmly.
And it's going to tell you what channel it's putting it in. And give you a quick little blurb of what it's playing.
Elantra.
It's finding quite a bit for a little antenna downstairs, which is pretty good. Let it do its thing.
Is the price you pay.
Chociaż jeszcze nie ratyfikowano. Mine is without qualification.
So to go back and forth,
all right.
You just press these 2 keys.
Or warmth or light.
So I found 12 stations.
Ogromne wyzwanie związane właśnie ze sztuczną inteligencją. Będzie to wiązało się z rozpatrywaniem podejścia do
types of science, political product.
Caleb to be
the District.
An elephant is at flying. I cannot fix anything. I've had
singer who became Pope Benedict, and it's simply called Some Aspects of Christian Meditation, and it discusses the extent to which Christians may... Let's go ahead and retract this antenna so you get an idea how the FM works. Pretty basic. Now let's play some music with this USB flash drive that I have. It's a little tiny one, 16 gigabytes. Nothing in the paperwork says the max size you can use, but I'm going to say safely 32 gigabytes or under. So go ahead and plug this in the back here. Okay, some low profile. Go ahead and kick this back. And we're going to turn this on. Should default to the USB. I'm going to play this for a few minutes. I'm going to try to showcase the remote. Got a little taste of the music there. It's doing the EQ functions, the repeat functions, up and down volume, and of course right to the track I wanted to be on, if you know what track your songs are on. It's good if you have a card that's not loaded up too much. Let's go to some old time radio.
Countdown for blast off. X minus 5, 4, 3, 2, X minus 1, fire.
Around Dodge City and in the territory on west, there's just one way to handle the killers and the spoilers, and that's with a U.S. Marshal and the smell of gun smoke.
Now, Frank Sinatra, transcribed as Rocky Fortune.
Stewart as the 6-shooter.
There you go, get an idea. You can see it lights up USB, gives the elapsed time, shows you're on MP3 there, play mode. I think it even shows if you mute. Let's see if it does that. Okay, it just flashes showing you're in the mute, but it still plays. Just so you know. And then it has the pause. Oops, I hit the next. So I hit the pause right there. It says pause. Pretty nice. And then play again. So you can do this everything from about 30 feet away, which is nice. Okay, the only thing that's tough about this thing is these lights are really bright. They're just jamming away here. Now, some people might like this. I'm tempted to try to dim those down a little bit, go inside there, maybe change them to a different color, just for fun. But totally up to you guys. First of all, yeah, the speakers sound fantastic. Really nice. So let's go ahead and show you another reason why I bought this, mainly the big reason. Let's go ahead and turn this off here. Unplug the USB. And what I have, many of you probably recognize the PL360. And I also have the Hanrangda 737 here. These radios notoriously sound tinny with their little tiny speakers. And so I figured I want to start AMDXing with this. I've been using this radio with my C-Crane twin coil, and it sounds fantastic with the gain it gets, but on this little speaker it gets tiring to the ears. So I got a little right angle plug to clear that antenna, and then I'm just going to plug this right into the back here in my auxiliary. Nice thing is there's no noise from the speaker system, so I'm going to just prop this back. Almost sits up on the wire like that. And we'll go ahead and turn it on. We'll probably have to set it to auxiliary mode. Let's find out. Okay, there's our FM station. And auxiliary. Go ahead and turn the radio on.
Hey Tina, want to get lunch? Thanks, but there's hornets outside.
Upwork. Hire freelancers. Make things happen.
Okay, just so you can hear the difference, I'm going to go ahead and unplug this. And then we're going to go ahead.
Major Johnsonville sausage system developing on my grill here. What's the forecast for toppings, Mike? We got some.
What's the forecast for toppings? That's great. Might take a second to kick back in there. There we go.
Bet your buns, Bob. Johnsonville Grilling and Pinery sausage.
Menards has home improvement products you need to give your home a complete makeover at a great price.
Center.
Anímense, den una semi.
So I've noticed that I don't get a lot of interference, which is good.
We'll have all the latest celebrity news tonight at 6:30 on CBS 2. This report, Roger.
Standpoint of rubber tire.
Really?
Is
a polymer.
That's a.
Yom HaShoah. They do something truly incredible. They actually shut down everybody.
For over 15 years, we've helped thousands with their search for solutions to credit issues. We communicate with you, your creditors, and the credit bureaus with a unique approach designed to remove items like late payments, collections, charge-offs, liens, bankruptcy, and foreclosures that are unfair or inaccurate.
I've gone up 40 points already.
Okay, it gives you an idea what it sounds like attached to a radio. It sounds really good, especially when you have a radio with a real tinny little speaker like that. EQ functions only work on the MP3 playback off your SD or USB devices. I noticed that it doesn't work on the radio, just mainly on the MP3s. It doesn't work here on auxiliary either. So, but I believe you can mute, which is nice. Mute the radio while you're listening.
Time again.
That is nice.
The great unknown. And it's Chicago Tom Waddle. He can't run, he's not fast.
Have your digital volume up and down.
Inside the mind of a multi-concussed former Bears wide receiver.
He caught everything that was thrown and took every hit that they could give him, and he had an all-time day in the use of smelling salts.
Buckle up, boys.
Okay, there we go. So let me go ahead and turn that off. We'll do final thoughts. Pretty simple little setup. I'm really enjoying this. Let's go ahead and just turn this radio off here. Yeah, I've been using this with the C-Crane tin coil, and I'm like, man, I want a different speaker because this thing is just so tinny. I was going to use an FM transmitter, then I'm like, hey, wait a minute. Why don't I get some speaker set up? Because I can take this outside. Being portable with the battery, I don't need to worry about having a AC power source. So this is really nice. This works out great. Let's go ahead and move this over here. Now, final thoughts for the Retekess V113. Is this a speaker system for you? A big maybe. Reason being, it's $19 and it has no Bluetooth. In this marketplace, all these things should have Bluetooth. I mean, almost every one I look at out there has Bluetooth, has an FM radio, has MP3 playback. So this one not having it is a big negative and might cause a lot of sales not to happen. For me, this is a purchase because I'm using it for a dedicated auxiliary speaker setup, using it for my little radios with the tiny speakers. That's the main reason why I got it. The USB part sounds fantastic, and I may be using this for my old-time radio shows just because the fidelity is amazing. The EQ capability with the MP3 playback is really nice. I do like that, not having bass or treble controls, but having EQ is really good, especially these little speakers here that really put out the sound. Nice strong mids, a little bit of nice lows, and really decent highs. I'm very happy with the audio coming out of these speakers. No distortion. I mean, I turned this thing all the way up to where it hurt your ears, and there's no distortion on the speakers. That is just simply amazing. If they would include the Bluetooth, this thing would be a no-brainer. I'd say run out and buy one and have a lot of fun because you can use it for so many things. But without the Bluetooth, well, you're kind of limited. But if you're one of those people like, hey, Bluetooth, I don't need it. I don't use my phone. I use my radios. Well, it's perfect because you hook it up with the auxiliary. There's no noise. You'll have no issue with humming or buzzing with your radio to hear. I haven't had any with the different radios I've tested. The only time you'll get the problem is if you're trying to charge at the same time or use USB mains to this, then you'll get the buzzing sound. So definitely just run it off the battery when you're using it as an external speaker source to your radio. So overall, gets a maybe purchase. If you enjoyed the Retekess V113 demonstration video, please give me a big like. You guys are awesome. 2, if you're new to the channel and you like these weird, odd, unique, different, camouflaged speaker systems, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon, get notified of future videos. And 3, comment below what you think about this Retekess speaker system. Would it be something you would purchase for your portable radio collection or not? For me, yeah, it's a no-brainer. It's really cool. It's probably one of the, like I said, the better sounding dual speaker systems I've tried. I've tried a Rolton. I had to return it because it fell apart on me. It had little tiny speakers in it. This thing just sounds absolutely fantastic. As a USB MP3 player and as an auxiliary source. FM radio, in a pinch. Some local stations come in nice on it. And in stereo, which is cool. But I'm not going to really use it as an FM radio since I have radios everywhere in the house. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in future ones. Take care, and goodbye.